Oh, we're live. I didn't get a chance to open my drink. I'll have to do that later. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Canadian Brick Builders, episode 195. It's Matt and I. It is Thursday, which is just weird, but I'm also not working. Neither is Matt, I think. So it's just another day, and it just happens to be a chat day. So happy holidays. We are Boxing Day here in Canada. You guys call it Boxing Day too, I'm assuming, in the States.
No, but we don't. It's not a day in America.
Is it a work day?
Yeah, it is.
It's
not a holiday in the U.S. at all. Okay. So we have Black Friday and you have Boxing Day. So I think it's a British Empire thing because both Canadians and Brits celebrate it. But to my
Black Friday isn't a holiday for you guys, is it?
It's an unofficial
thing. Okay, so yeah. So but most people are working on that day.
Correct. Although there's a lot of businesses that are closed on that. For a lot of workplaces, other than retail.
Workplaces, because why open an extra day? Do governments shut down on that day?
I would say most government offices are closed on that Friday. Okay. I would say it's kind of a soft, unofficial holiday. Black Friday is in the U.S.
Right.
It's not you won't find it on the calendar, but the vast majority of people who work an office job, white collar job, do not go in on that Friday.
Gotcha.
They either take it off or their company just says, or off Thursday and Friday. So,
yeah. And I mean, for us here, like we get Christmas Day and Boxing Day off the 26th. So for our work, it's like everybody just takes off the Friday or the next day. Like we basically, in my department, my team, all four of us are off this next 2 weeks because A, you're using up your leftover vacation time, and B, there's no use working a day or two and then being off again and then coming back and on and off. So we have 2 people watching, so people do know that it is today, and which is good. So hello and welcome. And hopefully some others will join us. I don't know if David Sincere will join us. He's got his he might have his studio ready, or maybe he'd be able to at least give us a preview. He tends to have to put his kids down to bed around 9 o'clock, so it's possible. Although it is holidays, maybe not. I don't know. He might join us. Cowdice might remember at some point if he's around. We'll see. We'll see what happens. So, but yeah, there is one new release that was announced this week, which is the Year of the Snake set that I think will be a gift from purchase in closer to the end of January. And so the title of this chat was going to be Badger, 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 Badger. Do you know that song?
No.
Okay. YouTube, when you get some time, go on YouTube, type in Badger, 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 Snake. And it's an old ASCII art, or not ASCII art, QuickTime. Back when QuickTime videos were a thing on the web, like QuickTime.
I'm QuickTime old, yes.
Yes. So it was like a QuickTime animation of a bunch of badgers that were Badger, 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 Badger. And the song was going on, and then it would go Snake, Snake, and they'd show a picture of a snake.
I should remember this.
Mushroom. It's really weird. It's funny. It had a Lego presence in Brick. It's Brick Fest Old 2002, 2003. Adrian Drake, who you know, he built a motorized badger based on that animation. That when his arms flapped, it made the noise of the song. So basically, like, it made enough noise that you would walk in the room and you'd hear it, and you'd just be like, Badger, 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 Badger. So Google it. Yeah. In fact, I'm just gonna throw it up here right now once I can find the I forgot to actually put a new page in here. Let's just throw this over here. I'm just gonna type in Badger, Badger, Badger. Oh, Badger, Badger, Mushroom. There we go. That works. And like literally, here's your video. Oh, it's actually playing. But there's a whole song. Obviously, it's not playing the music, but
I think this must have come out like the year I was studying for my comprehensive grad school because I have no memory of this badger thing at all.
Okay. Yeah, I mean it says 2008. But let's just see here. Okay, yeah, Wikipedia. I do appreciate that you. September 2nd, 2023, or 2003. Sorry.
Yeah, that was grad school. That was I was pretty busy at that point.
But anyways, when you get a minute, watch it. It's kind of it's kind of, I don't want to say mesmerizing, but it is. And we just saw our first news article there. But anyway, do I still have GIMP open, or did I just open GIMP by mistake? I think I just opened GIMP by mistake. We'll see what happens. If it pops up on that screen, you know why. So yeah. So how were your how was your holiday? How was your you celebrate Christmas? So how was your Christmas?
Yeah. So it's, usually we travel or we have guests.
Yeah.
We had neither this time, so it was it was much more relaxed. For those people who follow my Instagram, I traveled probably more than I will ever travel in my life in 2024, and it was both exciting and exhausting. And I ended up in the hospital in New Jersey on part of my travels, and then I ended up in the hospital in Atlanta.
And you returned. Yeah.
My husband had his gallbladder out on an emergency basis, so it was a year with a lot of ups and downs.
At least you didn't have anything coming to Toronto and back.
Yes,
oh no, you were sick.
We both got colds.
Yeah, that's right.
Before we even got, I started feeling like a sore throat the morning we left for Toronto. So it was it was an American virus, but I didn't feel fully healthy the whole trip. In fact, by the time we got home, Thomas was like, "You need to go to get some antibiotics," because he's like, "You're not getting better." And like when we pulled into Atlanta, I quite literally dropped him off at the house and drove straight to the walk-in clinic so I could get antibiotics. And they were like, "Yeah, you got bronchitis." But anyway, so the prelude is that I saw my family for my nephew's graduation in May, and I traveled all over Canada and the U.S. and went to Vancouver, went to Toronto, and just staying home.
You've been to more Canadian places than me. No, anyway, yeah.
I probably went to more provinces. Yeah, I was in British Columbia, and I just got to 2 provinces. So
yeah, but I didn't go to Montreal this year at all because we didn't have Brick Menu this year. So yeah, okay. Anyway,
I got more provinces than Jeff.
Yeah, although I definitely don't have more states because I did drive to Atlanta.
You did,
back, but I
was in 31 states.
Yeah, you definitely were in more states than me too. Okay, fine.
Fine. And I say that saying that literally this will probably be the most I drive in 1 year in my entire life. I don't think I'll ever have a year where I spend as much time on the road. So staying home was nice. It was nice. And I got a couple Lego related gifts. It's downstairs, but Thomas got me a very big blanket that says Lego Master Matt that he had custom ordered.
Cool. Yeah.
And he got me, there's something else Lego socks.
Ooh.
Which maybe I'll run in and get those when we're doing some news or something. And I have a mat, no pun intended. Here, I'll turn the camera. He gave me, I'm a big Detroit Red Wings fan. And so he got me, it's like a mouse pad mat.
It's like a gaming mat.
For my desk, but it's exactly the right proportions for my glass tabletop that I build on, and things don't roll off as quickly as they do on the glass top.
Yeah. So, I had heard about those from Janie, the other gunning.
Yeah.
And her husband has them for gaming, for board games and stuff. And I looked them up, and they're not that cheap here in Canada.
Is that right?
But they are custom size. You can get them custom done. I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. So I was thinking about that at some point for my place, but anyway.
And the other thing he got me was the Red Wings, as many NHL teams, had a Star Wars night this season, and they had a Star Wars Red Wings jersey.
Okay. And
it's very it's a cheap material, so it's not like an authentic jersey that a player would wear. It's just kind of a souvenir. It's very inexpensive, but it's got a stormtrooper in red instead of the wing wheel, and then it's got like on the arms it has like Death Stars and TIE fighters and stuff. And we were watching the TV, and I turned to him and I said, if you need a Christmas idea, I would really like that, And so he got that. I was very happy. I'll wear it. My men's league team, I shouldn't say men's league because we're co-ed. My beer league team is the Red Wings, so I can wear that for at least a game or two, and it'll be fun.
There you go. Yeah. I was just gonna say your beer league team. Can you even call it that? Does everybody drink beer?
I don't drink beer.
Well, there you go.
I'll hang out after the games in the parking lot because we're in Atlanta, and most except for maybe like 3-4 months, it's quite comfortable to hang out after a night game, and lots of people will drink and they'll bring cooler. I'll sit there and drink Diet Coke because that's my beverage. Oh yeah, there you go. That's it.
I found it on Facebook.
Yeah, and it's cute. So like the little Death
Oh,
Star.
it's got your name on it. That's cool.
Yeah, you can get it customized. You can get your name and number. I wear number 8 for an extremely obscure reason. When Atlantis Thrashers expansion team, one of their first skilled players who wasn't from the expansion draft and was terrible, all the players were pretty terrible except for and they traded for this player from Czech Republic called František Kaberle, wore number 8. And we finally had a defenseman with at least some skill. And I wore number 8 for that reason.
You said Caberlet?
Caberlet, yeah.
Did he end up playing for the Leafs at some point?
That was his brother.
Okay, I recognize the name, so the last name at least.
His brother was more talented, so the other Caberlet had more points. But Francis was pretty. He was as good as it got in Atlanta at that point in our
All right,
time.
there you go.
So yeah, and then one last thing that he got for me that really, like you get to a certain age and you kind of, your expectations for gifts are, what are the things that the people who give me gifts know that I like? And you're kind of like, well, I might get some Lego, or I might get socks, or you kind of can guess. And I had mentioned that I needed a new hat storage unit, and I suggested that as a possible gift. And I thought, well, he'll probably give me the hat rack thing from Amazon. And so I get down to the final gift and I open it up, and I'm thinking, well, this is way too small to be a hat rack. It's not a hat rack. And I open it up, and he really caught me by surprise. One of my favorite purchases when we go on our road trips, I like to not buy shelf sitters souvenirs of places. I want to buy something that's usable or has a specific purpose. So like I'll buy mugs or dishes that, reflect the place, or I'll get a Christmas ornament so that when we decorate at Christmas, it's not just hanging the stuff on the tree. It's like, oh, look, this is from when we went to Nantucket, or this is when we went to St. Augustine, or, remember when we went to Niagara Falls, blah, blah, blah. We got so it becomes a kind of remembering our times together as we've done stuff. So I like that. But anyway, so in Santa Fe, New Mexico, we've been there a couple of times. And my favorite store in Santa Fe, which has a tremendous art scene and pottery scene, there's a shop called Rainbow Gate Pottery. And they paint on images. And so over the years, I've bought 8 dinner plates that I just absolutely love. So he found out that they had a new design that had the aspens. So if you're in the eastern United States, you're used to white bark on the tree, typically being birch trees. So in Michigan, I grew up seeing birch trees. Okay. But if you're out in the Rockies, the white bark is usually an aspen, and the leaves turn this really beautiful golden yellow color. And so the serving, it's not a dinner plate, but it's just like a serving plate. It has these golden aspens on it, and I absolutely love it. And he got me a butter dish because that's something we've needed for a while. I broke our last butter dish. But so they mailed it from Santa Fe, which was a long ways away, to here in Atlanta. And I was totally caught off guard because we didn't drive through New Mexico. So it's not like in the past, every time I bought from that store, I was physically in the store and they wrapped it up and we put it in the car and we drove it home. Yeah. And, so he definitely I loved it. And I was very surprised, which at my age, I would say those two emotions rarely go together. If you're very surprised, you're like, well, this wasn't on my list. Yeah. So I was surprised and very appreciative. So I got he really hit it out of the park, frankly, this year with the gifts. So.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
How about you?
Well, my family came over yesterday. Sorry, just looking at something here on my screen. My family came over yesterday. No, today's Boxing Day. So my family came over on Christmas Eve. We've always historically done it Christmas Eve for Christmas.
Okay.
Even since I was a kid, and part of that I think was also just living on the farm. Like Christmas Eve was a better night. Like we would go to church Christmas Eve, and when we come home, we would open the presents. Yep. My dad would always be late. Like he'd always come in from the farm, and he'd get himself ready and stuff, and we'd almost be all ready, and then Mom was like, "Okay, let's go to your car. The car, Dad'll come out soon, and he's running a few minutes late, putting the presents under the tree."
Okay.
That type of stuff. So when we came back, presents were there. So I mean, yeah, we do it usually Christmas Eve. So I've kept the tradition with my family. Also, just everybody else does their stuff on Christmas Day, right? So just everybody comes and drives up to my place and stays for 4 or 5 hours or whatever, and then drives home. So
when you say everybody, I know you've got siblings. Is this like your children, or is this like extended family?
Me, my siblings, my dad, my children.
Okay.
And like my sister's kids were there this year as well. So
quite a few people then.
Yeah, there was 10 of us. Is that right? No, well, technically 8, but anyways, that's a totally different story. We'll get into but yeah, so we had everybody over, and had a great dinner and stuff. And I mean, we don't do much in the way of presents now. The kids are old enough that it's just like, here's some cash, right? Like, I did get one thing. I got I got some clothing from my dad, but I figured out a better way to show it. I got the Technic G-Wagon orange, the reddish orange set. I guess I should technically do this. There you go. Now you can see the model vehicle, which I'm currently building. And I was saying to Matt before the stream started, it's kind of weird because I've built up to bag 5, and I've got the chassis here with the engine cover. And bag 6, you put the wheels on. You basically finish the chassis and put the wheels on, and then there's another 14 bags after that. And it's the first time I've had a set where you put the wheels on that early in the build. So it's kind of interesting, but I guess there's logic behind it. But yeah, and then the wheels are kind of nice and fancy and black. But anyway,
So one thing I wanted to ask you, because you got Lego. I have historically told my family, don't buy me Lego, because if you pay full price, I'll be mad. And if you don't get the VIP points, like I'm always like, I'll wait for there to be double points or something, and I'll just get what I want. Do you share your Lego wish list with?
No, I one of my family members also buys Lego occasionally. So
okay.
So they know, and I had given a wish list to that person.
Okay.
On Shop at Home, you can create those wish lists, but you can also send them to people. Like you can send them a link, and then they'll be able to see it on the website.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, so it's kind of a handy feature. So now that being said, they ended up going to Walmart here in Canada to get it because the tax-free thing started on the 19th of December, and most of the tax-free, so basically tax-free on children's toys, food purchases, things like that, going to restaurants, alcohol under 7%. There's a few more items on there. Clothes, obviously. Christmas trees. I bought a Christmas tree this week. But part of that deal was Lego, because it says children's Christmas toys or children's toys. Lego has a filter on their system that says if it's an 18+ set, you charge tax. If it's less than an 18+ set, they don't charge tax. I'm like, okay, interesting. But Walmart can't filter that, because Walmart has a category of Lego in their system. They don't have Lego 18+. They don't have it doesn't go down that minute or that finite level. So if you buy Lego at Walmart, it's all tax free. So they ended up buying it at Walmart. So they didn't get VIP points, but they got the taxes off, and it's like a $300 set. So, that's like $45 off, technically, I guess.
Yes.
Not quite.
Here in Georgia, we used to have a tax holiday right before school starts. So last week of July, first week of August, which is typically when our school starts back up. And people would go to the store and they would buy stuff, but our sales tax is only 7%. I know the GST in Canada is sizable. People would get like super excited and they would just buy stuff at full price, but there's no tax. But the rest of us are like, if a store sells it for 10% off, that's actually a better deal than just buying it at full price at the tax holiday, because you only save it 7%. And people would get all caught up and they're like, we're saving 7%. Well, double VIP points is worth more than that.
Yeah, for sure.
Like
So
math,
Mhm.
people, math.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, like for the January 1st sales, I'm just doing a test of the chat. Yeah, it does work. Okay. For January 1st sales, or like the sets that come on, I am going to buy the modular because I do kind of want that gift for purchase.
Me
I'll
too.
agree. I'm jumping on that one.
I'm
But
in the
most of
same.
the other 18 plus sets I will leave for later on, and I will focus on in the next few months. I will focus on any of the under 18 sets, age range, obviously, and basically try and try to finish off my backlog of older sets that I want to buy. If I'm buying stuff between now and February, just to save on that tax, right? So that's my thoughts at least. So yeah, and
I'm a very strategic Lego buyer. I wait for those VIP. You know, I flip a lot of my WPs, or if it's something I really like, I save it. But I bought the boat that just came out, and I turned around and sold the thing for $50. So that's $50 off the set.
Yeah, no, it's a great idea.
Plus the point. So you know, I'll take the $50 off. I can build. You know, the only thing about that GWP is it came with 2 minifigs that I don't know if you could build them just from available parts. But
anyway. I don't know that either. I'll be honest. Yeah, if there was a custom print, then that's definitely worth the price of the set, I guess. Like
I don't think it said, you know, Shackleton across his chest.
No, yeah, Shackleton.com or something. Right. Yeah. Oh, geez.
Shackleton's at this place.
Yeah. So yeah, it's other than that, it's been a pretty mellow Christmas. I mean, I came over to my friend's house yesterday afternoon, and I've been hanging out here and stuff. So
I forgot to tell you one other thing. So at our house, you know, Thomas rarely builds Lego. He'll build the GWP size sets, like the pumpkin at Halloween or the Santa at Christmas. That's about as much as he ever builds. So, but he asked me a year ago. He kept saying, that Atari console set, it's pretty nice.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, it's a lot of pieces because I've given him a couple big sets and then he just doesn't ever build them. And I don't mind building them because I'm a Lego person, but I feel like, well, I gave him a gift and then I'm the one building it. It's kind of unfair to him.
Yeah.
So, but he said several times how cool he thought that set was. So I waited for they put it on sale a year ago and I kept it hidden in my closet. And so that was the final gift that I had him unwrap. And he was like, holy cow. He was so excited. I've never seen him get so excited about it because he had that console as a kid. And so it had a lot of nostalgia for him. I wasn't allowed to play video games as a kid because my mother was very anti-games. But but he was like the Grinch, my heart swelled up to 3 sizes. Seeing him get that excited about a Lego set. So that was really nice.
That's cool. Yeah, it's nice when that you can do that and stuff. My I'm trying to think, my niece's fiance, my future nephew-in-law. I don't know. Anyways, I had about 5 or 6 Lego sets upstairs for people to build, and I swear they jumped at them like crazy ravenous dogs. I think there's only one set left, and it's like one of the small ornament sets, and I'm like, okay, fine. But he didn't want to build at all, and so and that's fine. I mean, I totally understand it, but it was like why not? Like he didn't really know why. He just didn't really feel like building, and it's like, okay, fine. So at one point he asked me for water, and I'm like, okay, punishment coming. I brought him, you remember the old minifig style cups, like the mini, like the small ones, purple and blue? I gave him one of those, and I'm like, here's your drink. And he used it for most of the night. It was kind of funny. But anyway.
Here we go. You mean, are you talking about like this?
No, I'll pull it up on Bricklink just as the parts.
The actual minifig mug.
Yeah, like it's
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I know you do, but I'm just
it's tiny.
Yeah, it is. It's very tiny marketplace. Oh, by the way, Bricklink's got a new banner since we're here. Let me just full screen this thing. Bricklink has a new banner. This was stuff we talked about a couple of weeks ago. which isn't bad. Although I find it seems to take up more real estate at the top of the screen. Like it's a wider banner. But anyways, marketplace, parts. And I mean, the rest of it is all the same. It's still the same interface, but minifigure utensils. Actually, you know what? Let's just go under marketplace. Anyways, okay. I was trying to figure a better way to do it, but
yeah, the reshaped page on Bricklink to me is it doesn't make I don't really care one way or the other. I know some of the people who are power sellers are hoping that there's upgrades. I'm a small seller.
Yeah.
And I would have been just as happy keeping it the way it was because I know where to find everything. And
yeah,
maybe it's better for people who use it more. I was one of the people. I'm like, hey, it works most of the time. Most of the time, I'm okay with not changing it, but I get why people wanted some updates. But
yeah. So yeah, this cup here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't.
That's the actual human-sized cup.
So it is scaled up. It
is scaled up. Yeah, but it's not big.
No,
I mean it's like a kid's drinking cup, basically.
Okay.
So it's still kind of funny, but anyways.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. I thought it was kind of funny.
Did
They're
he
selling
laugh?
for like $16 on Bricklink right now, Canadian. That's crazy.
Crazy expensive or crazy cheap?
Crazy. Yeah. I don't know.
It should be free.
Yeah, exactly. So again, apologies. I've got a halls in my mouth. You guys have halls in Canada, in the States, I'm assuming, right? Throw lozenges.
Lozenges, yes.
Yeah, they have halls. Anyways, I have one in my mouth because I'm finishing off a cold. It'll probably be there till Elena Brickco for coughing wise, but anyways, so better this than me hacking up a lung. So yeah. I guess we'll jump into the news. There isn't a heck of a lot, but we will jump into it anyhow.
There's rumors.
There's a lot of rumored stuff, and again, not the standard layout that we normally have. The screen's a little smaller for like the right side here. The right side here, yeah, there we go. Is a little smaller just because I'm not using one of my regular monitors. So deal with it. First up, we'll start with Lego Ideas. There's one Lego Idea set that hit 10K this week, which is the working ornate card shuffler, which is fun. I actually thought about making one of these a few years back, so it's interesting.
We're board gamers. That would actually be handy.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I was thinking too. This is by Pedro Lara. The build features a card shuffler that can be used to manually or with the use of an electric motor to automate the shuffle. So you notice the motor is off to the side. It's sticking out. So
yeah,
I mean, if it was internal, it'd be a lot better.
Yeah.
So I mean, because I don't think I want to turn a wheel to shuffle cards.
No, that seems a little defeating the purpose.
But. Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, there's a couple other shots of it here. Kind of an interesting idea. We'll see what happens. I don't know that this would actually make it in, but I have thought the same thing in the past. It's like, oh, it'd be nice to be able to build a Lego card shuffler because the other ones are so darn loud. The one I have at home is really loud, but it's also one of the cheapest ones you can get. So, okay, so that lozenge didn't help everything. There's a Lego Fortnite article here about enlisting Madison Beer. Never even heard of this person. Don't know who this is. For their launch campaign for Lego Fortnite. All I can say is this woman likes to say, hey, look, I've got boobs, and like kind of bend her chest out a bit. Like, because every one of these shots, well, look at it. Every one of these shots, she's in that same pose. And well, I'm like,
that's like I jokingly refer to the Instagram influencer look where like it's a certain, the hair is a certain way and the body is always turned at a slight angle. And yeah, she's got the influencer pose going on there.
Oh, okay. My apologies. Apparently, Grammy-nominated artist Madison Beer to promote the new game mode. I don't know who Madison Beer is. I've never heard of her.
Yeah.
So it's the new game modes of Fortnite Odyssey, the Lego Fortnite Brick Life, the two new game modes that enhance your gameplay with Fortnite that was recently launched. My kid has started playing Lego Fortnite because it's fun. He enjoys it. and he's like an 18-year-old. So
yeah, Chris's son likes Lego Fortnite, and he's college age, so I guess it's a good experience. So
Madison, who has over 74 million followers across her social media channels, I guess, has appeared in new content to celebrate these new Lego Fortnite launches. Anyways, I just thought it was interesting. Well, I didn't really think it was interesting. I just like, who is this person? And yeah,
look, she has breasts.
yes. Well, look, she's trying to show you. Again, not trying to be weird about it, but at the same time, it's like, what?
No, my whole thing about the influencer thing is like, you know, in the old days, companies would pay to have marketers, right, who would think of ways to get the news out about their product. But basically, the influencer crowd are like people who want to market your stuff for free if you throw them samples.
Yeah.
And I guess I've become slightly more jaded about all the folks who like do the set reviews and they get and I'm like, you're basically just a part-time marketing person. And
you're getting free Lego. You know? Yeah, you're getting paid by free Lego. I mean, there are some scenarios where they get paid cash as well, but that's very seldom from what I see, at least in the Lego community.
And if you're happy with that trade, then good for you. I mean, I'm not saying that there's anything morally wrong with that. I'm just saying, like, but you're basically a marketing person working for free.
Yeah,
you're working for Brick, and that's what that is. I mean,
yeah, but it's also generating revenue potentially to your channels as well.
True.
Right? So you are making money that way as well. So, you know, I don't know. I can understand what you're saying, and I agree. I'm more annoyed. It's like, oh, look, the influencers got more new sets, but there's more and more influencers coming around these days, and I know a few of them these days as well, type thing.
And so, I do too. Like one of the Lego folks who I won't name, I met him at Bricks Rodeo in Austin, Texas, and super nice guy, and he featured a couple of my builds that was at the show, and I don't have any ill will against influencers. I'm just basically noting that they're basically voluntarily marketing assistants. So that's basically what they do. So.
Yeah. Speaking of things that won't need voluntary marketing, because Bluey, I again never watched the show, don't know much about this. I know everybody and everybody's kids and everybody loves this show. There are rumors, and there's like three or four articles coming up for Lego rumors, and the first one here being that Bluey is coming to Lego in 2025. Now, Bluey is a Disney Plus property, or a Disney property, as I understand it. So it's totally possible that it could be happening. There's concrete evidence that have surfaced in an official post on their Facebook page. The caption shows a Christmas fit for the healers. Hope your tree is full of surprises. And if you look closely at the picture, you can see what appears to be the long dog Easter egg built with Lego. If that's not enough evidence that we'll be seeing Lego Bluey sets, I don't know what is. So Lego has teased stuff to us so many times before, so it's probably, you know, a possibility for sure. Bluey has been fairly popular, particularly in Lego Ideas, as there have been a few projects that reached 10K, but ultimately did not pass the review stages. We'll just have to wait to see if Lego will actually make any sets. And so, yeah, here's the tree, and yeah, there's a Lego built thing right here. So I don't know if they got a close up on it, but
I bet we're gonna get Lego plushie Blueys.
That would really piss people off. If it was that.
What?
Or non-figure minifigure sets.
Maybe.
I mean, well, I don't know what the age. What is the age frame for Bluey? Like, I'm guessing it would be 4+ versus like Duplo. Hey, Paul, welcome. Bluey Lego day one purchase for me. Well, there you go. Paul, what is the age range for Bluey's cartoon audience? I mean, don't say 18+ because we know there's a lot of adults watching it. But I mean, would it be minifig scale? Would it be Duplo scale? 4 to 99. Okay, that's a good range. Thanks. So you 101-year-olders, too bad. Which is, you know, the ongoing Lego joke that we see. Another rumor of One Piece, Lego One Piece sets rumored for summer 2025, which is an anime on Netflix. From different sources is that we could be getting Lego One Piece sets. There will be 5 sets released next summer. It will be based on the Netflix series. the rumor is way out there in left field, and I'm highly skeptical of it. But I'd be overjoyed if this is true, and no doubt that the Going Merry ship will be one of the sets will be featured, featuring many of the pirates. So again, I haven't had a chance to watch this. I have kind of had it in my head that maybe I should watch it, but if it does become a Lego property, then sure, why not? I'll probably check it out. Let's continue down the rumor trail, shall we? Lego Pirates of the Caribbean, the Black Pearl remake, rumored for summer 2025. So we now have, and I'll kind of skip that first sentence because that's the other rumor, that we could be seeing a Pirates of the Caribbean Black Pearl. This set is reported to be part of the Lego Icons line and is a remake of Black Pearl from 2011. There's not much information to go off of, but if the rumor is true, we can expect the ship to be much larger than the original one, as it was only 804 pieces. As always, don't get your hopes up too much. These are pure rumors until concrete evidence shows. Can you tell it's a slow news week? Hey, rumors. Let's talk about it. And then the last rumor, which I honestly find this as far-fetched one. I think we actually talked about it a couple of weeks ago. Star Trek USS Enterprise rumored for summer of 2025. If it happens, I know Dave K will be first in line to buy it. I'm not sure how reliable this 2025 rumor is, but but there's one going around online that we could be getting a Icon Star Wars or Star Trek Enterprise. Reported to be a summer release, but that's all the info we have that was released. For rumors like this, I would hold off on getting your hopes up until more concrete info is released. So, if you're unaware, Star Trek Building Blocks license has been under Mega Bloks Mega Construx line since 2016, at least 2016, when they released a 3,100 piece set that changed over to a company named Blue Bricks after that. When they released a 31 piece set, then changed over to a company named Blue Bricks after that. The license may have since expired, and Lego was able to negotiate a deal with Star Trek Building Block sets, but we'll see. Yeah, anyway, yeah. So it's all skeptic, ideas right now. I'd like to see how well they can pull off a saucer section of the saucer section of the Enterprise, and have it at a decent scale. But I mean, there's no comments here on size or anything like that of the ship. Is it just going to be model scale, or is it going to be, well, it won't be minifig scale, obviously, but what kind of a scale they would do for something like this. So anyway, so yeah, that's it for rumors. Boxing week started. Well, Boxing Day sales started today. There is a new gift for purchase. There is a re-release gift for purchase available on Shop at Home. I think it's 110 Canadian, 85 US, which is the Lego Fireworks set, celebration set. It's from now until the end of the year while supplies last. Lego has, and there's more items on the sale page as well, on Lego's sale page as well, that they've added today. I'll be honest, there's not a lot left. I think it was 4 pages this morning when I looked, and it was down to 2 today or this afternoon. So, and a lot of it I think was just Lego getting rid of their the stuff that they're trying to, obviously the end of life sets that haven't sold yet. So, all right, next up, we do have a new gift for purchase that was revealed. This is the only news item this week for news things. And this is the Lego Spring Festival Lucky Knot gift for purchase. This one has no release date, has no dollar value yet. It's 317 pieces. My guess is it'll be closer to the end of January when we have Chinese New Year. That this will probably be, or Lunar New Year, I should say. I shouldn't say Chinese New Year because multiple places celebrate it. But the Australian Lego shop has revealed the Lego Spring Festival Lucky Knots gift for purchase. Set has 317 pieces, features a pair of red knot decorations, which symbolize good fortune, wealth, and health in Chinese culture. Once you're finished building it, you can also hang them up on the wall as well. There's no word yet on the price requirements or when it'll be available, but the guess is sometime at the beginning of the year. And it's using a lot of red life preserver rings around the outside to get the idea of the knots and stuff. It's kind of an interesting little decoration.
It'll be a great set if you're building a lot of boats and you need light preservers for your boats.
This is true. Red life preservers, so that, or if you're building a Fantasia mock and you need lots of brooms or mops to sweep up, because this has 8 of the mop heads on it. So there you go. All right, and lastly, in the news world, oh, sorry, I did say there was only one set gift for purchase, but I forgot the Chinese Zodiac, Year of the Snake, Badger, Badger, Badger. Gift for purchase has been revealed. The Lego Japan has revealed this. So the Lego Chinese Zodiac, Year of the Snake. The set consists of 147 pieces and continues the line of Chinese Zodiac animals with the 11th set, and will complete the lineup with the 2026 horse set. There's no word yet on the release date or pricing, but it'll be sometime in January and be priced around $80 US. So yeah, there's the very first Year of the Dragon, I believe it was set, was a very hard one to get. I think it was like an Asian market only type set. So not all, even though there's been 10 of them so far, not all of them have been available in the North American market. So yeah, I think I actually have all of them, including that original one. I managed to get that one just because I thought that'd be cool to have to sell at some point all 10 sets or all 12 sets as a one unit thing. Of course, that was many years ago. I don't know if I would do that anymore. But anyway. All right. Matt's favorite part of the show, parts reviews.
Yes.
The 2025 Lego Friends sets. And we also have the Blacktron and the Blacktron Renegade set as well. So why don't we jump into this? This was an article from December 20th. And there's a bunch of sets listed here that they reviewed. They're really talking about some of the main parts, which are the arch, well, the parts that we're going to go through. We did talk about this arch last week, I believe, that it's one plate shorter than the old ones. And they have also done it. So this is the 1x2 arch. It's actually a round kind of curved slope in Bricklink. But they have actually done the same thing for the 1x3x2 ish arch as well. This one has had a plate lopped off of the bottom as well. Excuse me again. I guess they're just trying to keep them into the same scale, and you can see here the original one of the 1x2 version, and the new one is a plate shorter. And same here, the middle one is the new version, and the older ones are the outer versions. So, and the curve is, hold on. Note that the older brick has two mold variations. The original shows in red above, and the current version, there is a slight curve difference between them too.
Oh.
So the original version shown in red and the current variation shown in dark red has a slightly tighter curve. The new 5434 matches up with the original version, sticking out slightly further. Okay, so they've gone back to the original curve versus the tighter version. I never really noticed that there was a difference in these, honestly. And it seems weird for a new part lineup with an old mold variation, but there's likely an explanation. This curve is a perfect quarter circle, so it lines up with the macaroni tile or brick as well. So
you're building sideways. That's going to help you.
That's going to help you tremendously. Although, yeah, for sure. Yeah. So just showing a few of the other parts that these match up with. The fact that they do match together still, obviously, as well. Just one plate shorter. They also talk, I think we talked about these last week as well, the new 1x3x2 windows and glass. First time we've had a 1x3 window in 1x3x2 windows since the 70s, I want to say. And this guy right here. And it's also the same size as the, okay, that's an interesting thing. Someone came to the thought of, I wonder if the containers have the same glass, and they are different. They do not fit. They are different, which makes sense. I mean, they're going to have new mold variations. There's a new dome piece that's basically just we've had a version with a pip down the middle that would go into an anti-stud or go into the hole of a Technic stud type thing. But we now have this guy right here is what I'm talking about. We had the old light and sound globe, but we now have a shorter globe that totally fits in with system in that it's the same color or the same shape as the 1x2 rounded piece or the 1x1 rounded domes here as well. This is a weird one. Ball with ears. I don't know which one. I don't know which one caught which word caught Matt's attention. I'm hoping it was ears.
It's the fact that they look like sticky buns that are also like a cat. Like,
well,
are they a
yes,
sticky
and
bun or are they a cat? I'm not sure.
this part is not new, as the mold was introduced in 2024 with face printing on it and Lego Gabby's dollhouse theme. But seeing this for the first time mold appear on the new e-blog, the first time without a print, I decided to include it within the list. It's in Paisley's room and Heart Lake City Apartments and Stores, both in white. I think they're one of them is they're using it as a that they're doing some what's the clay work? They're modeling clay or whatever, and this is like some things they're building. The new plate round with clip, which we have talked about in the past as well, and then minifigs and mini dolls and things like that. We'll bypass this stuff because. Then also there was an article here about the Blacktron Renegade. I think most of us have probably seen the parts in here, but there are the new printed tiles. There's a new mold for the base of the vehicle. It's basically a 6x8, 1 brick high, panel, but it's missing out the center section. So this is for the landing gear in the new Blacktron ship. Similar to 2 of the 4x6 45-degree inverted slopes here, just joined together and with the holes on the side. They're just showing some of the other variants of pieces that we've had to go with this. So there's this wing holder as well, or this other style of piece. We have printed parts. Everything in the Blacktron Cruiser or the Blacktron Renegade is printed. I do not see any hints on here what the next future set will be. It's hard to see what's on this planet here. There might be something here in red. I can't tell. But as we know, the Galaxy Explorer did have a tile that showed a Blacktron logo on it, and I hinted at this. We all hoped it would, and it certainly did. But yeah, all the tiles in here are printed, or all the items. There's no stickers. Everything has been printed. This looks like 2 triangles. So probably nothing. So yeah, and we also have, pardon me, we also have a reprint of a piece from the 80s, which was the 45-degree slope, 1x2 slope, which the original one here is on the, excuse me. Oh, sorry about that, guys. The original one here is on the left, and the newer print is on the right. You can see how much print quality has gone up since the old days. That being said, I am noticing that the new one is actually off-center, which is kind of interesting. It's slightly skewed to the left here. It's kind of interesting.
And the squares are larger and the dots are larger.
Well, they're clearer too. So, and the border itself is thinner. But anyway, I wonder if that's just this piece or if they're all going to be like that, because this one actually seems pretty level. Might just be that one in particular. And then recolors, we have the new trans yellow windscreen, which makes a lot of us spacers happy. And then some other parts that are recolored here, not much in this set. And we have a returning piece as well, the 8x6 wedge with the grill in black. This last was seen in black back in 2001. Sorry, I had to read the article there to catch it. And then some rarer parts, red dishes, the red clip plate, and then the windscreen from Benny's spaceship, as well as the Galaxy Explorer. I'm pretty sure that was in Benny's spaceship as well. And the minifigures stay the same. They're the same from the Gift of Purchase remake that they had, so nothing to do there. All right, so now here's the interesting thing. I did find an article on Brickset about how to improve the new Renegade. And you can see here, there's a couple of pictures. This is the original, and the writer of this article has basically taken a lot of the yellow and darkened it up. And I'm like, wow, that does look a lot nicer than the yellow version.
What do you mean darkened it up?
Well, okay, so
they swapped the color.
They swapped out all the yellow, a lot of the yellow with black.
Okay.
Because there is a lot of yellow on here, and I didn't really notice it until like you see a darker version.
It's Yellowtron.
Yeah, Yellowtron. And it looks like they've also replaced the vehicle with a cargo container as well, like the original set had. Let's just kind of look through what they did. So yeah, they darkened around the cockpit. And yeah, it looks like it created some kind of container in the middle. Yeah, so they basically created a container similar to the one that came in the original set that would carry a vehicle. So I may play with this a bit when I get my copy, which will probably be January 1st because I want the set. Depending on the gift of purchases available, I guess, really. But yeah, I wouldn't mind playing with this a bit and seeing what I can do to darken it out a bit. Personal opinion, of course, but I'll still build the original first. But I will keep the vehicle in the middle because I do like that. I think that vehicle looks so much nicer. So, and that's the news. Pretty short news cycle today. Ooh, look at me talking about news cycles. So, but yeah, a fairly short chat. Do you want to end it here, type thing, and call it a night? I mean,
sure. I don't have any big plans, but
no, neither do I. But I mean,
we don't want to keep our audience members away from going and building all the Lego they got for Christmas.
We got 7 people in right now. Yeah, for sure. And I mean, I still want to build 6 to 20 on mine too, which I probably won't do tonight. But I'd consider it. But
I need a volunteer to come to Atlanta and rebuild the original Eiffel Tower, which I broke moving offices at work because I keep the architecture sets, and it's my least favorite Lego build of all time because it's all dark gray and every step is repeated 4, 8, 16 times, and it's been sitting there in a box in chunks for months.
How much rebuilding is really required, would you say? Like, are they big chunks or
big chunk.
is it?
It's about 30% rebuilding.
Okay. Interesting. I'm not going to accept that because I can't get down there. But
I can save it till February.
Yeah, no, I don't have time. I got a castle to rebuild or to put to lay out. You know what I mean? But yeah, so if any of the 7 people watching our chat are in the Atlanta area and want to rebuild Matt's Eiffel Tower, rumor has it you can keep 25% of it. I'm just joking.
No, because it's old gray. I don't have any extra.
It's not old gray. Is it? Is it the new Eiffel Tower?
No, the first Eiffel Tower from 2004. Okay. I'm pretty sure it's all old gray, I think.
Yeah, you might be right. I think it is. I didn't realize. I assumed it was the remake.
What was the year that they switched the Blay?
About 2005 or 6, I think. We're opening up brick set. We're pulling it up here. EFFILE, I think it is. No, how do you spell Eiffel? Matt, how do you spell Eiffel?
AFOL.
AFF?
Well, Eiffel. EFFIEL.
EFILE. Okay,
no, it doesn't. It ends with an L. It's EFFIEL, I believe.
I could have just let EFFIEL.
I'll look it up.
I got it. EIFFEL. 2007 was the first one. Wow. Yeah. Sorry for those of you in chat who have just had to live through that. And let's just see if we have the parts here. Black. Dark stone gray.
So is that the old gray?
Dark stone is the current gray.
Right. Okay, so it's new gray. All right. I was wrong.
Whoops. Yeah, let me just see.
The interesting thing in that set is that it uses a whole bunch of the 1x4 short railing pieces. And I think they only ever came in that set and maybe one other set. So it's one of those sets that's extremely difficult to re-brick if you were trying to re-brick the first version of the Eiffel Tower, because there just aren't that many 1x4 dark gray railing plates unless you have the set. So if you have the set, you don't need to re-brick it because you have it.
Yeah. And
The new
picture
one is
quality-
significantly taller than the old one. So
the picture quality is horrible on these.
I will say that the old one is still fairly high. I mean, I set it on my dining room table when I first built it, and standing on the floor, I had to put, I could put my arm up to reach the top, and I had it at my office at work, sitting on top of a bookcase, and I had to take the flag off of the very top because it was hitting the drop down
Oh
ceiling.
wow, okay.
So it just almost fit below the ceiling, but not quite. So I had to.
633. Yeah, 200. 254 of them in the set. Holy crap!
That's
3633. 3633. Let me just check. I'm just using Brickset because it's a lot easier to navigate for the colors. Dark gray, dark bluish gray, and 72 sets currently. But like you said, you have to order. You'd have to get so many of them. Quantity down. Yeah, 254 of them. So you can currently order those on Bricks and Pieces because there are 64 of them in the new one. But yeah, before that, you would had to have. Yeah, it would have been a bit of a labor of craziness. Because they have been available every year since then. Just like you said, the quantity you would need was just an amazingly high number. So yeah, if anybody wants to go old school and build a 2007 set for Matt, reach out to him at Michigan Matt at.
Such a boring set to build. It's so tedious.
Okay, well then, Matt, here's what you do. Well, just buy the new one and build that instead.
It's tempting, but it's also
it's worse, I would say, probably, and bigger.
I started watching. We have a Christmas tradition. Oh, well, at least a December tradition of watching the Lord of the Rings, the full extended cut 4-hour. Each movie is 4 hours, and we watched the first one today. So tomorrow I need to put the second one on and just get it out and just like keep my brain entertained by having the movie playing on the screen and just puzzle out which leg pieces I have to rebuild and find them.
Oh, you've got it at home with you, so there you go.
Yeah.
So there you go. While they're running across the fields of Gondor for half of the second and third movie.
Yep.
I think I got that right. I think it was the second and third where it's mostly running.
They're going through Mordor.
Oh, is it Mordor? Okay, fine. Whatever. I remember the movies. I don't watch them that often, so because of all the running. But yes, I remember. I remember in my earlier days with my ex where we would, we'd each have a couch and you would put on we had a 6-disc or a 5-disc DVD player. So it was like one of the stackable DVD, 5-disc players. We'd load 5 discs of the 6 in and just hit play. And then you'd watch, you'd fall asleep, you'd wake up, they're still running. You fall asleep, you wake up, they're still running. That was my comment. I like the stories. Don't get me wrong.
You had a 5-disc DVD disc player.
Yeah.
Now I had that as I
still have it actually.
Music player.
It did DVDs. Ours did DVDs.
Interesting.
I'm pretty sure it did.
My Rotel 5-disc CD player is in the basement, which I never used.
I know. You know what? I could be wrong. That could have been a CD player. And maybe we just had to load. Maybe we had to load all the DVD. I know they made They didn't make. I know they made DVD players that were like the rotary, the carousel ones.
Yeah.
And I always thought that would be fun to get because you put in like 50 or 60 movies and hit random, and it would randomly choose a chapter of a disc and play that chapter. I'm like, that would just be the most messed up movies you had ever seen, especially if you've never seen any of them. But anyway.
You're pretty twisted.
Yeah. So, but anyways, we're going to end the chat now because we're almost at an hour. And if we keep it under an hour, it won't be as twisted.
True.
Anyways. All right. We'll be back again next Thursday, 9:00. I might be back here. I don't know. We'll see. Depends what I'm doing for New Year's. So we'll figure out what's happening and talk to everybody later. Have a great weekend. Have a great rest of your holidays. And like I said, we'll see you again next week. See ya. I forgot to hit the button. I'm doing that now.